vehicles on the eastern coast here. Down towards Impala, Portugal, so if you need to go that way, open immediately, as is Montevideo, Power Grip, Ricardo, San Martin. There's lots of things you can do with this one. So I think a lot of teams are going to have a bit of an easier time going forward. We still haven't changed our top players. They're all in Team Vitality. That's never going to change at all. Neither is the damage numbers. Okay.
It might go up.
It might go up, but yeah, it's the players are not changing. Vitality has just had an absolute field day here in Group B, and we do have to congratulate them again. This has been a wonderful performance. We are going back to the past once again. BTR so strong, but we're bringing the modern era of Indonesia. It's good to see, and that Indo pride is back in full force. We are heading towards El-Azhar right now. S2G gets on central position. Last time they fought out from El-Azhar, better spot down towards the circle in Chumacera. We're able to get a second place off the back of this time around, they don't have to move half as far. So, let's see what S2G can do. Can they get back up into that top 5? Because right now, Godlike are beating them by 1 point.
And they are also right next door to them as well, in that central location in the map. Godlike west of El-Azhar right now, looking to try and keep themselves in the top 5. They are our bubble team right now, tied with Horror, but losing that tiebreaker as it stands. On placement points alone, I believe, is the tiebreaker between these two rosters, both with a chicken dinner under their belt. And Horror have to move from La Cobreria. It's a fairly accessible rotate, but still pretty fraught with danger, especially given that there's actually 2 teams up on the northeast side near Torre Hamada, near Campo Militar. So maybe they're going to need to try and find a lucky spin over towards the circle, just like you guys can find a lucky spin in game right now. Make sure you're heading into the game to draw from an exclusive set for Pmwc, making sure you're looking fine, fresh, and ready for battle, as many of our players are today and for the rest of this tournament. Back on board with TT Project Split near Chumacera. They are again in the hot seat when it comes to elimination. It's a very, very fun final map. Here we have 1 point sits between 6th and 5th, and 1 point sits between 13th and 14th. One of those is a little bit more consequential than the others, because one means you go to the finals or survival stage. One means you go to survival stage or you go home. And I think right now, if I was TT Project, I'd be looking to try and get some more consistent points on the board. It's a difficult thing to try and figure out at the end of the day, of whether to try and play aggressive, try and get a lot of points early and risk going out and opening up that door for other teams underneath you. But I think the best you can do is just try and play with consistency going into these final games. Very, very difficult to do. And honestly, with some of the strong teams that are going to be in your path over towards that northeast side for TT Project, I think playing a slow game is maybe the better decision. A couple of points can be make or break, but there is always that flip side of like, well, what if Dopeness just pull out a 20 Elim chicken dinner out of nowhere, right? Maybe we should have done a little bit more to try and stop them, but I don't think you can trade on that. When you have so many teams in the mix, I think you're definitely right. That's a nice little pickup for Godlike, though. Not so nice for Hustler Crew, but like the Death said, we really haven't seen anything from them during these group stages. But it's brilliant news for Godlike to just get a little bit further ahead of Horror and break that tie, put themselves up in 4th.
Yeah, and putting Horror in the hot seat versus S2G. Like I say, Horror moving across from the Cobreria. Over, they may have to contend with Vitality. But for Godlike, actually, I don't mind what they're going for. If they swung back in towards Impala and tried to finish off Hustler Crew, I mean, it's cheeky. It would be a way to guarantee some elimination points. I mean, like you say, Hustler Crew, since those finals, the first 2 days of finals of Western Europe, we just have not really seen anything else from this team.
I mean, I'm just slightly perplexed as to why Godlike did leave right in the middle of the circle and go to Los Leones, given where the circle did pop. Because if you remember, they dropped next to S2G. So it is
प्रेप भी होता है ब्रो असल भाई ऐसा दांव करते अगर वहां सेंटर बन गया तो जरूरी नहीं है वहीं खेले अपने ड्रॉप पे जाना जरूरी होता है वहीं से गेम बनाना सब टीम की प्रैक्टिस होती है
They could have committed to Impala potentially, but no. And now
no, that's a risky move. That's a risky move.
On the northern side, Horror are making their way in.
Impala mein aisa drop ban gaya wahan pe center road chale gaye, to that's a very bad move.
One player from Hustler Crew. They know the team they're going up against as well, so honestly they could just swing back over towards the eastern coast, know that they might run back into Hustler Crew at some point in the future, feel fairly confident about winning that fight versus them, which is an extra 3 points in their bag, but also more space on the map. Getting very, very close to dopeness
6 points more.
This could be the end for one. Tiamba on top right now. Matika underneath. Speaker on his way.
Spot one. QZ with the shots, but not quite connecting there. That high
ground
is available.
Yes, it's the last match.
He's got the Mini 14 as well. Tiamba, with the chicken dinner they were able to find in the match just previous, are now a lot safer ahead of that bubble. Currently 13 points ahead of 13th place. And for multiple teams to be able to jump that gap, it's going to take something quite big to make that one happen. So for Tiamba, I think they certainly are going to want to play this one.
97 cutoff रहेगा रे. Cutoff की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं.
Was what to play with now. Eagle.
Godlike को तो second आना चाहिए सीधा. Price pool भी मिलेगा.
Couple of shots.
2 point का तो difference है.
The M249 tears through Matika. For Tiamba, any extra points
OG भी
is
second
nice,
आई थी. Godlike भी second तो 2 by दोनों था भाई, समझ रहे क्या?
Two of our teams at risk of going home right now have lost one player. We always say how hard Miramar gets when you lose players in those first 10 minutes of the game. A lot of times you can't take the same angles you wanted before. For dopeness, they're sat out in the open. Even though going against Godlike, they lose one. A piece, really.
Nobody is close enough to really go for this fight. Both teams now are going to have to send in, and TT Project are pushing in from the southwest side. Immediate response Godlike will be first on the scene. They can get the res here, and it looks like no commitment from Ida. They're going to give up.
Oh my God,
they know what is at stake, and another point for Godlike sees them one step closer. And taking a player away from Ida is a great result for them. It's a target team. They can push past very easily.
You know what I do like? I like that we had the camera on S-Power. My guy is smiling. He's having a good time in these games. I mean, for Godlike, a great opportunity right now to sit themselves up towards that top 5, go straight towards the finals.
जी अभी मर जाए तो गेम डन है फिर. अरे भाड़ में जब तक कोई मरे ना मरे उसका अपने को फर्क नहीं पड़ता चिराग भाई. अपने को और अभी 7 point 6 point और.
It took 1 year to do as well. It's kind of mind-boggling, honestly, but. Fair play, fantastic stuff. It's just been clutch after clutch play.
difficulties there.
I can't respect it enough. Anyway, we are moving down towards the south side. Ida, like you say, they just gave up on it.
Dead center,
in preference of a better spot inside the circle as a 3-man. Just tough. Wolves, they're not out of the woods just yet. They're on 41 points.
NS क्यों नहीं दिखी मेरे को?
But with both Dopeness and Hustler Crew going down to 3 players, the Wolves are a little bit more set than we might expect.
Etch, the most flexible team. They have
that's better because बाकी टीम जो भी है ना ये पूरा H2G NS ये सब के लिए ना
this video game and
out of the zone एकदम enforce हो गए.
very hard for them to push
ये सब के लिए ना थोड़ा difficulty create होने दो.
well, which is a difficult area to navigate around. They might have to
एकदम H2H खेलना चाहिए अपने को एकदम
H2H. Straight past Vitality on that northern side, so a difficult approach for Edge to try and survive in this tournament blank to get out of that zone.
7-2-1 GS.
Key crushed at the end of the day.
World की best team हो.
7-2-1 trying to play center. S2G can't quite keep them at bay. With more than a knock, not just yet. They haven't managed to get rid of them.
S2G, suit and boot here. They've got a lot of
दिक्कत नहीं. ये मारे ना मारे ये लोग मारे इनका जो करना तो अपनी गॉडलेग करेगी. भरोसा है मेरे को अपनी टीम पे.
Some good
मेरे को भरोसा है अपनी टीम पे.
Malik will go down the back lines.
पूरा भरोसा है करेंगे लड़के.
Point to the tally here.
7-2-1.
GS is crumbling.
क्या point stable है 92, 93, 90.
Distance here. Kamikaze stepping forwards, and S2G now drawing level. And remember, they lose that tiebreaker due to lack of chicken dinner, but they bring the firepower instead. They'll get another point to add to the tally, and they are now in the top 5 for the time being. Horror needing to try and catch up. S2G want to add even more of a buffer. They have the potential here to jump up all the way to second with a clean fight.
More utils sent out. Solke spots the jump out, takes a little bit of damage, but there's 2 players now to contend against, but the smoke is making it difficult. Solke opts to pull the pin. Molotov over the top. He might just cook this one. Go for the airburst around the side. It's good. Great damage. Can't quite get his shoulder around the corner though.
Descends on the fight. Dopeness out of nowhere. To backstop this, and they want to get really stuck in. They want to try and extract back from these fights. They've already got an elimination on side, and they are on 3 players. It's a bit of a do-or-die play, but I feel like if you're going to make one, now is the time to do it. Right in the middle, right in the truck stop. Try and survive as long as you can. 3 players across the way makes S2G a little bit more timorous here. I think rightly so.
For S2G, though, the points meant to be the international player, 100%. These are teams that are not playing up to scratch right now. For GS, they fell fairly quickly up against S2G, who have been showing a very different style of gunpowder than they have in the past. Like I said before, feels like finally S2G have found their footing now. वो अपनी फाइटर है जोन के अंदर जाने के लिए एक्सप्लोर कर रहे हैं अपन टियनबा अपने लेफ्ट में टियनबा का एक ही बंदा है वहां पे राइट में वुल्फ है बाकी होरा एंटर कर गई ये एंटर कर गई ऑनलाइन. They're not taking any chances, either, John.
Absolutely not.
Intense scenes,
Can't afford to. The circle did center up on the truck stop as well, so if S2G can clear things out here in the next minute or 2, it could get better for them, or it could get much worse, because Ida have now stepped 2 behind. They've scouted it out, they know there's a team here now.
बहुत intense हो रहा है भाई.
The rest of them in to play.
भरोसा है मेरे को, भरोसा है फिर भी.
And S2G just can't catch a break, trying to clear this one out, clear the last player from 721 GS. They will make it harder and harder. Meanwhile, the hills to the west are going to start to get occupied. Tiamba moving in to try and get some oversight on it. Try and make an impact.
This is a bit more of a spread than we used to from Tiamba as well. They're looking for more value on the map. They must feel a lot more comfortable coming into this game with 48 points. Will be hard to overlap that. Definitely doable, but quite a few things to line up, if I'm quite honest. But once again, it's S2G here looking for Miramar miracles.
Right in the middle of the map, Alpha 7 and Horror towards El Azhar. At the moment, Horror just have such brutal oversight onto Alpha 7's position. You've got Nuts up on the high ground out on the northwest side of El Azhar, and he's kind of the only operative with a chance to shut down an angle for Horror, because right now the rest of them trying to run through the town, trying to get anything done. Meanwhile, over on the east side, TT Project going to try and crash in towards Vitality, and they have opened an opportunity there, taking down one of the players. And remember, 13th place is not comfortable. TT want to jump up higher. They could push the Wolves into that hot seat too. There is so much at stake here.
I mean, for TT Project, to qualify by taking down the #1 squad would be quite an amusing feat. We'll see if they can pull it off. Right now, Vitality do go down to 3 here. They have been playing all cylinders firing this entire time. At some point, they do have to start feeling that lactic acid.
एक 4v4 निकालना है
अपने को. It has just been marvelous. अब इसके अगले जोन में फाइट होगी. That initial pick off does give them a little bit more space to work with on that northeast side. They can even pick up some of the high ground.
जैसे वो gunfight निकल के
swing their way through on that ridge, but it does open up to sight lines from Alpha 7, who do now need to move.
There's so many teams who have been circling this circle for quite a while.
HC पे चले जाओ यार. HC पे जाके मार दो यार लड़कों को.
All the way from the northwest side, they've been in the blue zone for ages, and they're just crashing into a fight potentially with Yangon Galacticos. Godlike as well, disengaged from the Wolves, and they've moved in behind. You said they know are diminished in power, and they could try and punch a hole through. With Vinny already down, there is a weakness. There's blood in the water for Godlike to try and strike.
And Godlike move up, it's almost
damage बहुत अपन सब लोग 30 HP पहुंचे
as we expected it to.
Nice kill मिल गया.
Vinny goes down to
दो बंदे बचे.
And again, perfect plan.
Heal करो. YG third party के लिए ready है.
By Godlike.
Please,
now being
YG third party के लिए ready है boys. Come on. Right side पे ध्यान देना है बस. थर्ड पार्टी के लिए रेडी है, घुमा रहे गाड़ियां लोग,
stuff, but they still have to keep going a little bit more
और आगे जा रहे हैं, बढ़िया
reinforcing
बढ़िया।
the south
एचसी के दो बंदे मरे, मतलब दो बंदे बचे, मार के खत्म करोगे।
kind of not able to do too much here, but in
Come on,
this
boys, मार के खत्म
compound,
करो।
Yangon Galacticos have a much stronger foothold.
Come on, boys,
In the
come on,
meantime,
come on, come on,
Noxian
come on।
Red Force look at her try and
चलो
change
स्पॉट
the
हो गए,
tune
चल 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 चल
towards
चल चल, ले ले ले
TT Project up on that
ले
northern
ले,
side,
चढ़
a
के ले,
little
चढ़
bit
के ले,
closer to that fight. Tiamba
चढ़ के ले,
with the
4v2
take on Irina, who as well
हो गया,
are
50
in
HP डैमेज कर दिया, चल चल चल,
all of our linchpin
आराम
teams
से, आराम
on the
से,
tables
नाइस, लास्ट
are
बचा पावर,
going hell for leather into the fight.
बढ़िया पावर, लास्ट बचा पावर, कम ऑन,
That's Power finding another over towards Hostile Crew, leaving them with just one player left alive.
Jameson
will have to try and make this one work, but he is stuck between most of the players from Godlike, and they are not going to give him an inch. Irina over towards Tiamba, very important fight for them. Irina also, despite what was an insane start to their day on day one, they have dropped down to 4th, and Hostler Crew will be the first team
95
to leave us from Group B.
No longer will they be here.
YG पे अटैक करने का ट्राई करना है, YG का नॉक निकलता है तो ले सकते हो उनको।
Did not allow them access. Godlike
जोन के टाइम पे नेक्स्ट जोन की रोटेशन में मार सकते हैं वो।
to try and earn those
आराम से
points
boys,
even further. Get
चल पावर,
and away.
इंटरनेशनल लड़का है तू चल ले।
In Group A, we saw the bubble being 88 points, but now
3 पॉइंट 4 पॉइंट और लड़कों 4 पॉइंट और
beyond. Etch making a mad dash in, and this could be another team joining. Hustler Crew on the northeast side. They crash and they crash into horror.
Come on, boys, you guys got
taking
this.
a chunk out of them, and it is just one player left now for Edge to try and cross the boundary.
For Edge, I don't know what the move was. I don't know what the play was either. We've been out in the blue for the longest time, still trying to find a way in. They played this game a little bit too slow, in my opinion, leaving them only with speed remaining. For TT Project, they honestly do not need to do a lot here to stay ahead. It will require one hell of a game here for speed to get through in towards survival stage.
ट्रक स्टॉप से जो अंदर ट्रक स्टॉप है ना प्रॉपर, वहां से जोन कट के बाहर आ जाए।
Taking a lot of
That would be
damage,
the
trying to roll around the hills, but keeping themselves nice and safe. Tiamba a little bit more risk.
इस सिटी के अंदर अपनी जो टेबल टॉप की 5 टीम है ना,
can find the right spot
उसमें से
to spray
3 टीम
down
बैठी
the
है।
arena as well, looking to try and get the points
S2G,
earned and
Ida,
confirmed onto their tally to make sure that they're further away, because it is just so volatile. A single place going down, a single player getting lost, diminishes the point scoring ability.
YG को होल्ड करना है
Where
बॉयज,
it could be tournament
Come on,
baiting
boys.
or tournament breaking.
YG को होल्ड करना है बस,
From Schweppes, and he's adding it to
YG
the
को
tally,
आगे बढ़ने
but
नहीं
that's
देना,
stolen
राइट की
away,
तरफ उनको
maybe,
पुश करवाओ,
from the Wolves.
अपनी तरफ आने ही नहीं देना है।
Wolves with any more points they can get here.
राइट पुश करवाओ, then we take the zone on the left.
S2G, they moved
इजी
away
जोन
from
है,
truck
मान्या
stop.
जोन
This
देख
is
भी
a
लिया है, उसको
really
पूरी क्लैरिटी है जोन
fantastic
कहाँ जाना है।
spot on the map to play.
मेरे
Honestly, for
तीनों
S2G,
गैंगस्टर
give them a lot
assaulters,
of control. They look
please,
down towards
YG
the
को
low
hold
ground
करो,
on that eastern
please.
side and can give them points off the back of it, which they're already looking for now. Getting knocked over towards Vitality. Wolves
NS मर्री
continue to
boys,
pop those points there.
एक
Move
थ्रेड कम हो रहा है।
further and further
NS के दो बंदे
away
बचे।
from the bottom three.
376,000 people are watching. मां का नया रिकॉर्ड बन रहा है।
Buffer, but Arena not so lucky. They're taking damage. They tried to jump into the fight, but it's not going well. They try to move forward.
YG पे ध्यान देना है बस।
TT Project
YG का एक बंदा
damage
लो
as
हुआ,
well. Vitality
अपन भी थोड़ा डैमेज
eliminated.
लिए।
Tiamba are out of the running as well, but they may
YG
have
ने
done
TT को knock
enough.
दिया।
Elementrix moving forwards. Arena going down here is a massive change
on,
in the
yaar.
tables.
Wolves,
S2G
come on.
Horror and Noxian Red Force
Come
all
on,
with
Wolves.
a bigger opportunity to take one of those top 5 spots. A Joker stands
चल
tall.
वुल्फ भाई ले लेगा,
Buckle
ले
on
ले।
the floor.
They need to hold on here. Joker moves up. Elementrix moving off the back of the position.
मारो 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 मारो,
More and more
ले ले
players
ले 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 ले।
If he can make
नाइस,
it work,
बढ़िया,
but
आखिरी
Joker
बचा ये
does
का,
go down.
ये का आखिरी बचा, कहाँ पे बैठा है भाई? और मार, मर गया ये, मर रहा
Up in smoke. Arena in danger. Arena right down to the wire. They do manage to pick up a point or two, but on 95
ये जैसे मरेगा अपन confirm इन है।
a sliver of HP.
ये जैसे मरेगा अपन confirm इन हो गए, अगर ये मर गया तो।
Where can he go though? Where can he call home?
शैक के अंदर जा रहा।
The teams underneath him,
अरे
they
मर जाता
all
ना,
have better
confirm हो जाता
positions
अपना।
inside the circle. Arena
एकदम ही confirm हो
forced to
जाता।
stop off at a shack here down towards the south side.
385K
Only
भाई,
real
400
option
के
they
टच कर लो।
have. I'm more laughing at the fact that
अब
TT
की बार 400
Project
बार,
thought
let's
that
go।
their only way to stay in towards survival stage
Boys, come
was
on, ये
to
लड़कों।
defeat Vitality
ये fight निकालनी है
of
YG की।
all teams.
Entry मत दो
I
सालों को।
mean, if it works, it works, I
वेट
guess.
करवा रहे गाड़ी वाला।
A little pincer maneuver.
जोन मान्या
with
लेके तो
Noxian
बैठा है,
Red
बट
Force,
इनको
who are
जितना
one of the
तड़पाएंगे
chasing
अपनी तरफ
teams
आने
as
के लिए।
well. In 7th
Smile knock
place,
हुआ।
moving in.
But they
South
won't know
Korean
ना कि
roster
ये
looking
यही
to
टीम है।
try and turn
क्योंकि
on
इन्होंने
those
अभी तक YG का
afterburners.
एक भी
They
knock
do
नहीं किया है।
have a chance to
नॉक
make
करते
it
तो उनको
work
किल
here.
फीड पे टीम नंबर पता चल जाता
Well, they have TT
और जब YG
Projects
का
trying
नॉक
to
हुआ
guard
तो
out.
किल नंबर देख के वो लोग मे भी चार्ज
So
करते
many crucial battles
तो उनको पता ही नहीं है
happening,
कि YG का
spanning
क्या
the
टीम नंबर
entirety
एग्जैक्टली
of this leaderboard blank. It is so
जब तक खुद नॉक नहीं देंगे तब तक समझ में नहीं आएगा कौन सी उनकी टीम
of the
नंबर है
lobby as to what happens in the next 3 minutes.
ये मर गई तो अपना कंफर्म है अंदर
Still keeping it chill down towards the south
कंफर्म
side.
इन हो जाएगा ये जैसे मरेगी ना कंफर्म इन हो जाएगा
Galacticos watching over their every move. So how
बस
they
आने
want
मत
to
दो
play
लड़कों
this one
मान्या
out.
बहुत प्यारा
Still
जोन लेके
good
बैठा
chance to
है
work with.
बहुत प्यारा
Denying
जोन है
those
अपने पे गेम है
sidelines, but as we head over towards that northern edge, goodness
आने मत दो
me,
YG
you've
को
got the eyes of many teams looking your way. Alpha 7, I
पहले तो
think,
ट्रक
have
स्टॉप से
done
जोन
more
बाहर
than
आए यार
enough.
ट्रक स्टॉप से जोन बाहर आ
However,
जाए
it would require a gargantuan game to get into top 5, but I think they can be very, very pleased.
लेट्स गो
with
लेट्स गो
their
लेट्स गो
current
लेट्स गो
position on the
यार बट
leaderboard.
अपने लिए थोड़ा सामने ओपन
Circle
एरिया
centers
है
up, and again S2G, they just take the
और
right
अपने लिए
maneuver
थोड़ा
at
आगे
the
ओपन
right
एरिया है
time.
बट
They knew they
तब
had
तक
the
के लिए
most
ना अगर
control over
ये
the
का
truck
बंदा
stop
मर
when it
जाए
happened. Made
ईडा
an
भी जोन में
executive
मस्त जगह
decision
पे
to move
होरा भी
over
अच्छी
towards
जगह पे
this
एसटीजी
area
भी
of the
अच्छी जगह
map.
पे
Again, this
अपन
is
एक
a
हो गए
winning spot.
अपने को बस एक टीम को मरने के लिए वेट करना है
As you say, the decision to leave
एनएस को जोन में आना है एनएस की लड़ाई
really is
मोमेंट
gonna
लेट्स
play
गो
well for them. That northeast side can get rebuffed. That's the arena. That's the arena down blank. The last player spotted. Ida the ones to deal the final blow there,
Let's go.
picking up a point for themselves
NS
and
मरी
taking the
confirm.
arena down. Now
NS मर गई,
95
जोन में ले
points
पाई,
is a
confirm
clear
इन हो गए।
target for these teams behind them, and there is a
जैसे NS मरी,
tiebreaker between them and
100% इन हो गया
Godlike. There's Ida 1 point behind, 3 points behind for Aura and for S2G, and Nongshim Red Force with a chance to blow that one away as well here with a chunk of points and a big game for the South
Boys,
Koreans.
ये
It
जोन तक
is
सर्वाइव करो
just so
ये जोन तक 4
deadly to
लाख
be going
लोग
down at a time like
फोटो
this.
ले लेता हूँ
Longchamp Red Force moving
Sapna
out from this compound means they'll have to put themselves on the sidelines of TT Project, but it's Alpha 7 actually waiting on the exit here. TT Project look to make the quick maneuvers. They move out in the convoy. They're taking a ton of damage as they move on in over towards S2G, holding the line.
डब्बा डाल दे सौ में
And Nongshim Red Force chiming in as well. Another knock over towards Zerich, leaving 2 of TT Project alive on their bubble position. Dopeness wanting to stay alive in truck stop and try and surpass it. More damage is pouring on through. Alpha 7 looking to close the trap, and in comes the backup. There's Nongshim Red Force trying to wrap around behind, and the nades are brutal. TT Project on their last legs, effect the last to stand. Now on a sliver of HP, the nades go long. He's just about able to dodge it, and with an S12K, he's got a hope and a dream.
एनएस जोन में आ रही बट इनको जगह ये लोग A7 वाले ना दे तो बेटर है
against one another first. Edge will have to move in across the road.
Come on यार A7 मारो यार एनएस को YG वाला रिवाइव हो गया
problem also having to leave soon.
YG वाले एनएस को मारे W YG मारो मारो YG मारो मारो A7 आप लोग भी मारो ना एनएस को
S2G who bear the brunt of the pain. It's
यार
not a double split though, so there's 2 reses going off at
Intense
the
हो रहा है
same
रे
time for S2G. They are
एक
so
point चाहिए अपने को
lucky. There's so many teams on the northern side are all fighting against one another. Gives them a brief
एक या 2 पॉइंट आगे
opportunity
ना
of
कंफर्म
respite.
है
And it means that the sightlines for
NS
S2G were
यार।
distracted, not in operation, and that's
और
going to
NS
allow a
मार
little
रही
bit
bro।
more maneuverability. Those reses have come through, and S2G are back into the fight. Alpha 7 crashing in, trying to take down Nongshim
बंदा
Red
low आ
Force.
रहे।
There goes Effect. TT Project losing out on the more point scoring
Come on
opportunities
A7
here.
come on
And
A7
36
वर्ल्ड चैंपियन
points is
टीम
the
हो वो
target.
जीसी चैंपियन हो मारो ना
Maybe the edge. So easy, cruising around the
Nice,
sidelines.
nice, Carrillo,
But
W.
Carrillo spots him underneath the vehicle.
W,
Looks for the
W.
spray to confirm, but doesn't quite get enough damage.
नाइस 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 पीछे से और टीम आ
What they're
गई
looking for.
आगे जाके ले लो पहले
Alpha 7 looking to
NS को मार
finish
दो
out strong here on the final day of group. But Hyunbin goes absolutely mental. Puts Alpha 7 in the Hyunbin, taking out the trash here at the end of the day. Nongshim Red Force, goodness me, Hyunbin's finally down, but Cleo, he is still up, still kicking. Alpha 7
मार दो
still
हो रहा
have life,
S2G भी आ गई
but finally will leave.
Down they go. Nongshim Red Force down as well. No challenge there.
एक पॉइंट चाहिए एक पॉइंट चाहिए एक पॉइंट चाहिए कर गए कर गए कर गए कर गए कर गए कर गए कर गए
the first team to confirm themselves with
फाइनल
vitality
करके लेट्स गो
because nobody else can pass them.
Goodness
बाकी वो
me.
एनएस वाला बंदा क्या मारा मेरा दिमाग घूम गया
Fight that was there.
Admino मार रहा भाई जी को
hanging on to hope, right?
Admino मार रहा भाई जी को
Hyunbin, Horido making this cross a massive opportunity versus S2G. They left Kamikaze as the anchor once again towards the center. Godlike watching from a distance. Patience.
कर गए लेट्स गो
And choosing their time to strike, Hamzy goes for face, but Sky rains down hell.
Let's go boys, करके फाइनल्स यार दोनों अपनी इंडियन टीम फाइनल्स में भाई ग्रुप स्टेज से very big thing for Team India.
On a top 5 spot here.
बहुत बड़ी बात है भाई, दोनों के दोनों अपन फाइनल्स में चले गए ग्रुप स्टेज से, बहुत बड़ी बात है. करके
they have got more players alive and ready to take this fight.
करके boys.
All right, they lose sleep.
ये बाहर कोई दिक्कत नहीं, अभी मर गए तो भी कोई दिक्कत नहीं.
Now in this game,
ये बाहर हो जाएगी.
looking to put some more points on the cards.
ये बाहर हो जाएगी.
Push up for them. They picked the right opportunity. Now looking for more.
ये बाहर हो जाएगी. ईडा अंदर आ जाएगी.
From the walls as they send over towards their position.
अपन और एक्सट्यूज ऊपर आ जाएंगे.
Cautiously, Marnet though.
ये सिंपल सी कैलकुलेशन है. ये बाहर हो जाएगी, अपन 3 टीम ऊपर आ जाएंगे.
Drops the nade.
किसी ने लड़कों करके.
But they scatter.
कोई सीन नहीं कर गए.
Meantime, the wolves are burning away. Godlike on the south side flank. They are going low. They are going down. Horror with the danger on the roll.
कोई सीन नहीं कर गए लड़कों कर गए.
Last to stand for Horror. A chance to make
कोई सीन नहीं है boys, अपन कर गए.
The wolves
Mino दोनों अपना.
And Godlike.
इन्होंने वुल्फ अकेला मार दिया. 1v4.
They have made it to the top 5.
Admino with an insane clutch up versus the Wolves. Godlike 98 on an 8 elim game.
1v3, 1v4 कितना किया? 3 तो मारा है.
By a thread here.
एक प्लेयर से.
No matter what, it's a Turkish
Second now, boys.
The question
Second now.
who?
ईडा का चिकन नहीं आएगा तो सेकंड आएंगे अपन.
Placements are going to flip this around.
ईडा का चिकन नहीं आएगा तो सेकंड आएंगे. Mino.
Not to mention,
Let's fucking go, Mino.
Just dropped down.
God Mino baby.
Darkness make it in those last moments.
God
they
Mino baby.
From truck stop, they rolled in, they parked up, and they will be going through to the survival stage. Speed.
ईडा का चिकन नहीं चाहिए, अपन सेकंड आ गए. ओजी भी सेकंड, गॉडलाइक भी
To
सेकंड.
do one of the funniest things I think we could see. A chance to maybe push Darkness aside, but the placement is already 2 guaranteed. Meaning you need at least 3 points, if not more, to try and close that gap on the overalls. And down go STG. They are out, and the placements are there for Ida. They are 3 points behind, and Speed could be there. Godlike get a 10th elimination as well, and put themselves into the triple digits. They're going for that 4th right, 107.
They hit the century. Centurions inside the lobby. These guys have been marching towards success between the beginning of the game. Speed moving up. Ida potentially backstabbed here. At the bottom of the rankings, preventing their approach into the top 5.
They've done enough though. E-Arena is already going to go down. And there goes Etch. Our bottom 3 are locked on in. And Ida.
ETSH, TT and HC are out of the tournament.
E-Arena out of the top 5. Sure, you can break records, but you can't go the distance. You don't.
4,40,000 लोग देख रहे हैं. एक बार गॉडलाइक के लिए टीम इंडिया के लिए डब्ल्यूस इन द चैट. पूरे दिल से प्राउडली इंडिया का फ्लैग स्पैम मारो भाई.
Vitality, who have been a wealth of life spring here over towards Group B. Godlike with 100 points hitting the triple digits.
Mino 100 में दिखा दो डेली डुओ. चिकन मार दो.
Underneath.
चिकन मार दो डेली डुओ.
2 Turkish teams.
डीएनई वर्सेस ईडा फाइट होगा तो अपना चिकन आ सकता है. डीएनई ईडा अगर आपस में लड़ ले तो अपना चिकन आ सकता है.
Incredible 2 days, John.
It has been so closely fought. It's been right down to the wire. It's just a matter of shutting this one out. Dopeness making it through by the skin of their teeth to join the survival stage is over the top. A lazy float over will be enough to shut down Marnet. Yangon Galacticos will join that survival stage as well.
भाई चिकन आ सकता है. ग्रुप चिकन आ सकता है.
Rattle some skulls around the edges.
ज़्यादा कैजुअलिटीज होगी तो चिकन आ सकता है. बट ओपन में अपन थोड़ा.
Looking to put the hurt down as they ascend.
Speaker low gets the first aid off though. Kenji potentially rezzed up here off in the distance. Either trying to play around this little bit of terrain. Salmi has a nade.
Salmi ऐसे हो रहा है cutely Salmi.
Long but not long enough.
जितना क्यूट नाम ले रहा है उतना क्यूट भाई मारता नहीं है वो.
A little bit further maybe.
Skeleton emoji जैसा मारता है भाई.
The cook looks pretty good and it tags Lufa. Takes him very, very low.
थोड़ा open है अपने लिए.
Keeping Ida
Smokes में play
safe
बना
on
रहे
their
अपन
angles.
open है थोड़ा चलो कोई
There's a
दिक्कत नहीं
nade in response, and Lufa able to do what Salme couldn't. And
Amino इनको kill मत दे
clock that one. Amino was clutch before, but will he be clutch again here? A 1 versus 3 would be necessary.
Let's go proud of this team, man. We did it, boys.
They have done enough.
We fucking did it.
They have made their way
We did
to
it.
those
Hashtag
grand
2.
finals. And Ida looking to join them. Douglas, are they going to find it right at the
2v2.
end?
Ida का chicken नहीं आना
Clutch
चाहिए
against Ida. Speak out around the tree.
अयो
With the
chicken
shotgun
मार रहे क्या
goes
लोग
down, and Rita
हाँ
and
chicken मार
Emre
दिए
look to try and bring it
क्या
to
लग रहा है
bear.
अपन second है Ida
They
second
find
है
what they're looking for. 3 chicken dinners today, and they make their way to join the top 5.
भाई जो बंदे ने क्लच किया उसके बाद से इन्होंने 3 चिकन मारे बैक टू बैक बाय द वे 450k people are watching 4,50,000 people are watching आप सब proudly टीम इंडिया ओपी इन द चैट करो 4,51,000 people are watching proudly टीम इंडिया ओपी करो आई डोंट नो हम सेकंड आए कि नहीं आए जो भी है बट godlike made it to the grand finals from the group stage dominating